manufacturing. So they are doing the good stuff in manufacturing. They know from A to Z how to do the manufacturing. They are having the experience, so they know how to do the marketing and selling. All the things is there. But one thing I have seen the lack is that knowledge of finance.
Thomas Jefferson said, "Never spend your money before you have earned it." And that is so true in these times when it is easy to start spending even before you earn with the help of credit cards and bank finance. And here we have today a financial consultant to guide us through. He's from Ahmedabad, he's MBA in finance, and he has been more than 10 years in the finance sector. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram, Mr. Apurva Parikh. Hey Apurva, how are you?
Yes, all fine, sir.
So Apurva,
Very
you
nice.
have written a few interesting books and
Yes,
they are majorly related to finance. And let me show to my audience what your books are about.
yes,
Here it is.
yes, all four books.
There are 4 books in all. Uh,
Yes,
7 Secrets to Financial Freedom, which is co-authored by Apurva
yes,
Parikh and
yes,
your
it's
wife.
like that. Yes,
Yeah, it's co-authored with your wife.
yes,
And there is a secret to improve your CIBIL score. This is by Apurva Parikh. And 8 Financial Secrets for Entrepreneurs. This is again from Apurva Parikh. And there is an interesting book, The Ultimate Guide to Dinosaurs, which is co-authored with your son,
yes.
Satya Parikh.
That's about it.
Congratulations, Apurva, for writing so many books in such a short span. So
Thank you.
why don't you take a short journey through each of your books and, you know, guide us through what you have written for the people.
Yes. I am basically from the finance background as I have studied MBA in finance, and I have 10, 12 years of experience in banking sector and 2 years as a financial consultant. So these are all my practical experiences and what I have learned in the finance. So I put all these things in the words. So the book has been created. My first book is the 7 Secrets to Financial Freedom for the Woman. The book is basically targeted for the woman. I have seen that many times there has been a problem to the woman when her husband dies or when she is separated. So there has been a problem to the woman as she has to depend on other person, other relatives to take the financial decision, and it may be detrimental for her too because there are many dependents on her children or mother, father-in-law. So that may be the situation. So in this regard, I have seen some examples. So I have thought to write a book targeting the women so that they won't be get affected in such type of circumstances. So in
Let
this,
me interrupt
yes,
you
yes,
here, Apurva. I was thinking all the while that finance is common for everybody, but you have brought down into a niche for women,
yes,
and I'm sure this contains certain very interesting outlooks for women-specific financial prudence. So I
yes,
would
yes.
like you to touch upon those points which are very specific to women.
Yes. First thing is, most of the time the cases is that the financial literacy is not up to the mark. They are good in managing the finance for home to in home. They have good bargaining power and to get the bargaining from the vegetable vendors and other things. But finance is much more deeper thing for the women as they have to know how there are various types of investment opportunities are there, and she can also get the benefit of different type of government schemes are there, so she can get the benefits of that. And they are also regarding the book is also regarding the different financial things like how to prepare the will for the woman so that in case in old time there won't be any problem for her. So how to write the will in proper I have written, and also the chart I have prepared, so that every woman should keep the chart with her, in which everything is to be mentioned, like where she has put the will and what are the investments with her and when they are maturing. And the chapter has is with the mindset of the woman. So how first it is clear that in what category is she right now in the financial condition. So chapter starts with that. So the test is given in which she would able to understand in which category she belong. Then regarding the net worth is there, regarding how one should spend, she should spend. For example, one the lady should know what is the total expenses she is making in a whole month, and she should note down everything, every expenses. So there are applications in the mobiles whereby she can write all the expenses. And also regarding there are various investment opportunities are there, such as post office investments and PPF and NSC and life insurance. These are the traditional ways of doing the investment. And there are also the different P2P is there, and digital banking is there, how one can do the transactions, and NPS accounts are there. There are various futures, options, stocks, trading. So there are different types of investment opportunities are there for the woman. So by learning, she can do the investment and she can increase her financial intelligence. Although they have the good intelligence, they can manage the whole family and all those things. But a specific thing, if she have, then it would be helpful for her. So, and also there are various government schemes are also there for the women. Such type of schemes is,
Yeah.
yes,
So what?
this is the book. This is
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. So tell us something about this book.
Uh, 8 financial secrets for entrepreneur is basically for the SME segment, or the person who is starting their own startup. For that purpose, the book has been written. The main purpose of writing the book is that I have seen that I am into the consulting business of the finance, and I have seen that with there are various entrepreneurs who are very good in their technical field. For example, if someone is there who is doing the manufacturing, so they are doing the good stuff in manufacturing. They know from A to Z how to do the manufacturing. If one is a trader, then know how to do the trading, how to do the bargaining, how to do the negotiations. They know all these things. If one is in service industry, they know how to do that. Even so, they are having the experience, so they know how to do the marketing and selling. All the things is there. But one thing I have seen the lack is that knowledge of finance is there. It is not that they are doing the business, so they knew about the finance, but the finance in a proper way, in a how to do it in a systematic thing, I have seen in many of the entrepreneurs it is missing. So especially for the entrepreneurs, I have written this book. And basically it is how the first thing for the entrepreneur is how to get the fund for the business. Basic question is that women e-heart is there, women kanya samruddhi scheme is there, whereby the government is providing the up to 10 lakhs to the women entrepreneurs, and she can start her own business. The also women ujjwala yojana is there, and various types of government schemes are there which has been mentioned. So one has do not have to see various types of the scheme from else. So all this has been compiled in the book, and by reading the book she can able to know that these are the schemes, and how to apply from the scheme is also been mentioned in the book. uh, Also there are also the one should take the medical insurance and different personal insurance and different types of uh, life insurance, and one should take. So how to get them from the basics, all the things has been mentioned in the book. And also if the who needs to be an entrepreneur, then how they can approach the bank to get the finance, various types of loans, how to get the loans, fundings, and so different types of loan facilities is also been mentioned in the book.
All right,
So this
that
is the brief
sounds
about
very
the book.
interesting and useful for the women in particular, and generally for everybody.
Yes.
And now we're coming to the next book about your 8 financial secrets for entrepreneurs.
So I have written the story in story form. The book has been written
Okay.
so that readers would be interested to know what is the thing. The story of Joseph and Murphy story is like that, where Joseph is a person of 35 years old, and he has his own business. And before 5 years, he married to a lady, and he was selling the goods at the street. He was a street vendor at that time. So how he was able to get the help of the Joseph Murphy, who is a financial advisor, and how he was able to get through and how he become the multimillionaire. The whole journey is regarding that. So the first thing for the entrepreneur is to get the finance. There are various forms to get the finance. First is the by angel investors, they can get the finance, and through private equity is there, venture capital is there. So in this book, starting from the angel investors, then venture capitalists, private equity, so everything has been mentioned in the book. Along with that, the from where they can get the funding. So different sites are there by which they can get through it, and different type of things are there which have been written in the book. By reading the book, they can able to understand how to approach the angel investors, how to approach the venture capitalists, and how to get the finance from them, and what to talk with them. It is also been mentioned so that they can get the funding easily. From after getting the funding for the business, the next thing is the knowledge about the financial statement. That means profit and loss and balance sheet and cash flow statements and fund flow statements. They are in the business, so they knew all this thing. But it is the technical things, somewhat technical knowledge they should possess, so that they do not have to depend only on their accountant or the CA. Depending on the CA is a good thing, but they should also know what the thing is happening. In my consultancy, I have seen that to talk with the entrepreneurs, they are not able to say how much sales they have done or how much the GST has been done. So they always ask to my accountant, ask to my CA. So it should be that they should not be totally dependent on them. They should also get to understand from this thing. And also the cash flow statements and fund flow statements are there, and the working capital is there, so that they can, so there won't be any problem in the business, because for the business, money is the lifeblood. And Warren Buffett used to say that accounting is the language of the business. So, in other words, it is regarding the ratio analysis also been written, because when one goes to get the fund from the other parties, so they read about the analysis, how they do analysis. So it has been explained that how the bankers do the analysis and how the lenders do the analysis. So if they knew all this thing, how to do the analysis, so it would be easy for them to get the finance, get the funding. One thing you also mentioned in the book is regarding how to get the funding from bankers. For example, how to get the cash credit facilities and how to get the LC bank guarantee, bill discounting, so that all these things have been mentioned, and so that they can get the funding through this method. And also the other different types of the funding, such as the pre-shipment, post-shipment type of funding, all these things is mentioned, so that by reading that, they can able to know that these all are the types of the funding they can get at a very less rate of interest. So this is the crux of the Second book, The 8 Financial Secrets for the
That is
Entrepreneurs.
quite a comprehensive outlay of the total scheme of funding with banks and financial institutions. And I'm sure any entrepreneur or startup or any a would-be business person goes through your book, will get a fair idea about how to get finances from bank and how to uh, get the lifeblood for the business.
Yes,
And rightly said that more than the profitability, it is the cash flow which is important for any
yes,
business.
yes,
So one has to maintain liquidity and cash flow in the business rather than high margins of profit. So, going further from here, while you take a sip of coffee, let me make a short appeal to my viewers. Viewers, I hope you are loving this conversation with Apurva Parikh. It is very meaningful and comprehensive. And I request you to please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon below to stay notified. Also, please do post in your comments and suggestions in the chat boxes below. Coming back to you, Apur Parikh, you
yes.
have written also a book on civil score. Now, many people are sort of not very well aware about what is a civil score and how it helps in getting a bank finance. So, just throw a light on that aspect, please.
Uh, this is also in the finance field. If one want to approach the bank for the funding, so the bank first of all, if not aware of the person, how is the background of the person, so banks check the credit history of the person. So CIBIL report is nothing but the credit history of the person. CIBIL is the institute whereby it has all the data of the persons and also of the various companies. Their various data are available with them. So if anyone approaches the bank, so first of all, bank does not know that person, and by the reference they can get. And so first of all, they approach the CIBIL whether to grant the loan to that person or not. They get the idea from that only. So in the CIBIL, there are various things are there. More than 30, 40 terms are there. So all these terms has been mentioned in the book, and how to read the CIBIL report is the main thing. So even it would be helpful for the bankers also, because everything in detail has been given. How to read the CIBIL report with each and every term mentioned has been written in the book. Also, back to the CIBIL thing, that when the person has a bad credit history, then his loans get rejected. Basically, the rating is from 300 to 900 rating is there. More the rating, more the chances to get the loan with lower rate of interest. If the score is above 750 or 800 above, so they can get the loan at a least rate of interest. But when the CIBIL score falls down, so the rate of interest would increase. And below 400, below 600 CIBIL score, most of the banks and financial institute will not fund the person to get the loan. So in this book, various points are mentioned, that what all precautions one should take so that their CIBIL will not hit, and what all things are should be done so that their score can be increased. So various points are there so that their score don't get decreased, and various points are given in which their score increases. So nearly 8, 10, 10, 10 points are given. And also that if the person who is having the bad CIBIL score, then how to get the funding, how to get the loan for that person is also being mentioned. So there are various different types by which they can get the loan, not only from the bank, from other financial institutes or from other things, how they can approach and how they can get the loan. So these all things have been mentioned in the CIBIL of this book.
Thank you, Apur. So that was
Thank
a
you.
nice approach toward the CIBIL score, and for people who are yet to explore their own CIBIL rating, let me tell you that if you have a credit card due and if you do not pay on the due date, and if you pay a day later or 2 days later with interest and penalties, then your CIBIL rating gets spoiled. Am I right,
Yes,
Apurva, on that?
yes, yes, definitely, definitely that.
So it is
It is.
important that you pay your repay your loans on time and without any default charges or interest. However small it might sound, tomorrow you may go for a home loan or a vehicle loan, and you will be tagged up with higher rate of interest or more collaterals or more deposits and securities. So to avoid that, you should have a clean score with absolutely clean financial transactions.
Also, there are sometimes mistakes has been also made by the CIBIL also. So every person should check the CIBIL at least once or twice in a year, so that they can able to understand that what is their score right now and why the score is like that. If generally bank provides the data to CIBIL and CIBIL reflects the score in their in CIBIL score. So sometimes the bank has given the wrong data by mistake and it is reflected in the CIBIL of the person, but actually the person has not taken any type of loan or credit card. Such type of things are also there. So how to approach the CIBIL and how to correct the thing is also been mentioned in the book. So one thing is that one should take the CIBIL report. One should have a CIBIL report at least one or two times a year, so that they could able to understand that nothing is wrong in their credit history.
That's right.
This thing is there.
So, Apurva, you've been writing one book after the other, so I presume you must be writing some other book for the future. In the near future, is there any other book coming up from you?
Yes, right now I am writing my other book. It is regarding the 51 money mistakes I have made. That means there are various types of the money mistakes which we are making, and people love to know by the mistakes from the other, so that they don't do the mistakes by learning from the other.
Yeah, there is
So
nothing like learning from the mistakes of the others rather than committing them
yes, yes,
yourself.
rather than committing the mistakes by themselves. So in this, all the name of the person has been given who has committed the type of the mistake, how they have committed the mistakes, and what not to do to commit such type of mistakes. So different type of things has been mentioned, and lessons for the people is there. So it would be a good thing for the people so that they don't commit the mistakes after learning such type of things.
So, I mean, I wish you very good luck for that, and we are anxiously waiting to read that book as well.
Definitely, sir.
And so, Apurva, you are a family of authors. Your wife, your child, and everybody are deeply
Yes,
into this.
yes.
So, besides engaging into these kind of literary pursuits, what are the other things you engage as a family most of the times?
Most of the times my children are small. One's son is of 10 years old and daughter is of 4 years old. So at the leisure time I used to play with them and go to the garden, we visit the various places. They are very fond of playing the things with me, so I spend the time with the family with the pleasure and playing different type of games and running after them, all the things I used to do with the family members. Also, I have been playing the chess. This is my area of interest. So, I in 2006 I had been a national chess player. So I played the chess when I was 6 years old. So I am also teaching my son how to play the chess, and he's also playing the chess. This.
So, Apurva, any parting advice for the young people who are just entering their professional careers or jobs to know how to build their personal finance, and what are the top few things that they should look out for?
Uh, first of first of all, they should, when they are earning the money, they should at least save some percentage of the money for them, and also they should invest the money in diversified portfolio, not in the particular one type of the thing. So diversification should be done by the person, and they should know the different type of the investment. They should learn different types of investment. They should take the risk, some, because more risk the more return. So at the young age one should take some calculated risk. So take some calculated risk, and well, that's all they can able to do. By learning all the things they can able to do it practically, all the things.
Thank you for sharing all that insight and learning, Apurva. It was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for coming on this show, Sip and Talk with Vikram. We hope to see you again with your new book and new approach. Thank you very much.
I am very much
So,
yes. I am very much thankful to you for giving me the chance and spreading the knowledge of all the type of authors. Thank you very much, sir.